Hello, and welcome to Linear Algebra, Math 202 at Bridgewater State University. I'm Dr. Matt Salamone, and I'll be the professor for this summer course. In this video, we'll take a look at the syllabus for our course so you get an idea of what my expectations of you are going to be. And then, I'll tell you a little bit about how to prepare for our first day of class on Tuesday, May the 28th. On the first page of the syllabus, please take a look at my contact information. My office phone number, my office location, and email address are all here. Email is probably the best way to get a hold of me in between when we're in class. And to schedule office hours with me, just ask me after class or before class or what have you. Make an appointment. I don't have a usual office hour schedule during the summer. Our linear algebra class will meet Monday through Thursday from 10:45 to 1:15 in room 342 of the Science and Mathematics Center. The prerequisites for this course are Math 180, the Transition to Advanced Mathematics course, which covers proofs and logic, and also a second semester of calculus, either Math 142, 152, or 162, or the equivalent. The latter can be taken concurrently at the same time as linear algebra. After you complete linear algebra, logical next steps to take if you're a student here at Bridgewater are to continue on to Abstract Algebra 1, Math 301, and or Introduction to Analysis, Math 401, although 401 carries an additional prerequisite, multivariable calculus. This linear algebra course is a degree requirement for all majors in mathematics here at BSU. The catalog description for our course lists the topics that we'll be covering this semester: vector spaces, linear transformations, matrices. You'll probably come away thinking that was the biggest topic because that's our main computational tool this semester. Systems of linear equations, this is actually where we're going to start this semester, and also determinants, a useful computational tool for understanding linear transformations. In addition to the catalog description, however, the course learning outcomes on the first page of your syllabus lists the goals, the learning goals that we have for you in the course this semester. You'll want to refer to these frequently so that you know whether you're on track to achieve the knowledge and the skills that we hope you'll come away from this course with. And something special to spotlight in these course learning outcomes are the last two: to carefully state and contextualize mathematical definitions, recognize hypotheses and conclusions of theorems, and to write and critique short mathematical proofs. This is the proofs component of linear algebra. This is a 4-credit course because it kind of wears two different hats. Most of what we do this semester is going to be about computing and solving equations, because that's what algebra is about. But in addition to that, there's a component of the course which requires us to really grapple with the abstract notions of linear algebra, vector spaces and linear transformations, and how to prove things about those. Linear algebra is a very flexible course, not just for math majors, but for majors in all other disciplines as well. And so we want to understand it from every possible standpoint this semester. Of the components that you'll be graded on this semester, the one that I think requires the most explanation is that first component called engagement and preparedness, which makes up 10% of your grade. Essentially, I believe in running a very active classroom. So most of the time that we spend together in class, you'll be spent engaged with me and engaged with your fellow classmates to help understand the material and to solve problems in linear algebra. In order to make that successful, however, I hope that you'll come prepared to each class meeting. So what does that mean? It means that, first of all, you've completed the homework from the previous class meeting, and then after you've completed the homework, that you read the section of the text that the next course will be on. So you'll be looking ahead, reading in the textbook. It's not a very bad textbook. Lay has written a very readable linear algebra textbook, but you may still find it a little bit difficult. So in addition to your reading, I'll be supplementing your outside of class work with videos like this one. So between reading what Lay has to say about linear algebra and then watching videos, some of which will be produced by me and some of which might be other publicly available videos on places like Khan Academy, that through the process of reading text and watching videos, you'll be prepared to come and to solve problems on the material of the next day's class. To make that process a little bit easier, I also ask that you respond to your reading and your video watching. What that means is zero in on a paragraph out of the textbook, or maybe a slide out of one of the videos, and just sort of measure your response to it. So what went really well, what did you like, what was clear, what was unclear, what was really engaging, and what kind of lost you along the way, and to write a short half-a-page response to your reading and your watching. This not only helps you to process what you've just watched and read for yourself, but you'll also then bring that response to class and share it with your classmates, share it with myself, and we'll use that as the beginning of each class to help iron out any misunderstandings that may have come up along the way, and for you to get a chance to hear from your fellow classmates on whether you had a lot of the same confusions or whether you found a lot of the same stuff to be very clear. So bring that to class, every class, because it's how we're going to start the class. And I won't be grading these on grammar or spelling or on any of that stuff, so when you're writing these, don't feel like you have to make an effort to make it polished or make it perfect. Just write. And what I'm most interested in is your response. So bring that to class, every class, to share, because that's how we're going to start each class meeting. Much of the homework in this class will occur on the MyMathLab online system, to which you get access if you've purchased the copy of Lay at the bookstore. That homework will comprise a 25% component of your grade, because I expect you'll be spending regularly time on that outside of class. We'll have 2 midterm exams, each of which will be a 75-minute test, so it'll take half of a class period. Each of them will be 15%, so it'll make up 30% of the grade in total. The final exam on the last day of class is a 2-hour test, and will be a 20% component of your grade. And also, over the course of the semester, you'll be working with a small group on a semester project that you'll present during the last week of class. And that project, which I'll tell you more about as the semester goes along, will be a 15% component of your grade. The calendar on the last page of your syllabus has a lot of useful information. First and foremost, it has the information on which sections we'll be covering, so what is the content we'll be covering in each class meeting, so you know what to read before each class in order to come prepared. But then also I'll have the dates of the exams sitting here. So the midterms on the 6th of July, 6th of June and the 19th of June are shown on this calendar, as well as the final exam on the 1st of July. If any of these dates needs to change for any reason, I'll make sure that you have enough notice, at least 24 hours worth of notice, before we change the dates on any exams. Exams will only get moved back. They will never get moved forward. So what to do to prepare for our first class meeting on the 28th? Well, first of all, watch the next video in this playlist that will give you an introduction to the content of our first course, Systems of Linear Equations. Then, go over to the textbook, go over into Lay, and read Section 1.1, Systems of Linear Equations, and write that half-a-page response. Again, either pick a paragraph out of the textbook or a slide out of one of these videos, and write a half-page response on what went really well for you, and what did you not understand as well. And then we're going to start our first class by sharing those responses and getting right underway with active work in the classroom. I look forward to working with you beginning on day 1, Tuesday the 28th of May.